Welcome back, everyone, to Pinetopia. Since last time, this area has morphed from being an intended warehouse to anything but. We still have our cattle there, we have some sheep here, and I'm starting to get some chickens that I'm hoping might be able to get some feathers from them and maybe some eggs for pumpkin pie. We'll see over time. How are we doing with? Oh, I'm starting to get eggs. Wow. All right, starting to get production there. But this has turned into a farm because this is going to be my main crop area. And once I have that done, this is probably going to become my pumpkin patch and my melon patch. So, what's left for a warehouse? So, obviously, I'm going to have to move where I'm going to be placing my warehouse. Now, if I were thinking that I was going to create a full-fledged farm, I probably would have put the farm here, since I wouldn't have to worry about the tools and stuff like that. Put the farm here. This would have been a better place for the actual farm, and it still would have been attached to the cattle there. I'm going to have to think about that between episodes. Maybe move this farm and then turn this into its original place I wanted. So since I'm going to have to think about that anyway, I now have to come to another item that had just moved up in my priority list. And that is the library. Now, originally, I was, of course, planning on making one. I just put this lectern here temporarily until I could build the place. But since the last episode, I came over here and I found some iron and a couple of poppies, which, of course, meant that an iron golem was killed. I was wondering, why was an iron golem killed? And eventually I found out that there were some pillagers gathered around here. Yes, pillagers. And the pillagers not only killed that iron golem, but, of course, who would be standing right here normally? My librarian. So I need a new librarian. But before I'm going to go to the trouble of creating and raising a new librarian, I need a library in order to be a nice little home there. And I thought that this would be a great place in order to do that. And what I'm going to need is probably about 9 by 11 or 13 as a nice hall there. Now, I don't have any place like that left in the village unless that doesn't look like a good place for it, because I need a nice flat area. So it looks like I'm going to have to build it right around here. I need to clear out some land, and once I do that, we can then get started on building. After a bit of playing around, this is what I came up with. For some reason, I was thinking I needed to be wider than this. I was thinking I needed 7, but that was including the space on either side, and for some reason, for a while there, I was thinking I needed 7 wide plus space around it. But this looks like what I really need just for a small little library as you have in a typical Minecraft village. So now that I have the layout, I'll just have the people come into here. I could have a lectern here, some bookshelves back here, and I think that will work out. Of course, we do have this golem that just loves to walk back and forth all throughout the area, but apparently they try to give their lives for the villagers, and even if they don't always succeed. Now, let's go and get our floor, and once we do that, we can get some bookshelves. And I'm going to need to upgrade my tools a bit. Take a little visit to my toolsmith. Maybe get a diamond shovel, because these iron shovels just aren't cutting it. Another matter is that when I build the wall, I was originally thinking of starting the wall down on that end, but I'm going to start on this end instead to keep pillagers from popping in here and shooting people, because I know some of the villagers really love looking out on this area, though hopefully most of them will just run away quickly if they do see a line of pillagers arriving, but obviously the librarian failed to do that. That's our armorer. Let's get back to the library. I could worry about getting a new shovel later. Now, what do I need here? Well, obviously I need walls, and of course I've been following the style here, so that shouldn't be too difficult. What I'll do is I'll have to have no windows on this end, but on the side I can have some windows. And of course on the front here we're going to have the door. So the walls, I think, oh no, the walls aren't straightforward because we're going to have the, I'm trying to think which is the best one to model after, but I was modeling after this one, which has the spruce on the corners, and I think that would be a good way of handling this. See, we'll go 1, 2, 3 would be a nice height for that. There you go. They're saying, yeah, construction zone. Don't mind. Oops. There you go. Right. The golem's going to have to find a new path soon, I guess. Sorry about that. Of course, I forgot that they like to build their buildings one higher than the usual ground level. We'll need a little stair step up here and to raise the floor by 1 all the way through. Ah, much better. Now, get the right position for that. Good. And for the windows, just need to get 1 more level of this. I guess this is going to be 4 then instead of the 3 that I did before. Then I can have 1 more layer of stone. Then I have everything done except for the roof. Before I build the roof, though, let me make sure that the lectern and all gets there properly, because we don't want to go through all this and find out, oh, it's all wrong. Let's do it all over again, which would be painful enough as it is. Now, let's see. We need the lectern. And, of course, plenty of room for the librarian to get around. Where did I put that lectern? Oh, there it is. Good. Now, we're going to have books right here. So the librarian could stand right here, which means that the lectern can go right there. Well, that'd be a bit of a tight squeeze. Maybe there'll be a tight squeeze. Then we can, of course, have the audience, whoever is gathered there, to listen there. Let's see. Let's move it up 1. No, I like it there better. All right. You're a toolsmith, not a librarian. What are you doing here? I am going with the usual style for this village, with the roof. It means to just do that and then put the logs down. And I don't think I've got a... Do I have a good way? No, I didn't think I'd had a good way of doing it that way. So we'll just do that. Bring it down and do the rest that way. And of course, most important of all, we need to consider lighting, because we don't want everything going suddenly dark inside and a bunch of creepers popping in and blowing up our books. That just isn't good for business. Not good for business at all. So now let's get this up here, and I think that might be, oh no, we still have the, always forgetting about the shutters, but we need those. Ouch! But we're not complete until we have our shutters up there. Now, where are they? Ah, here they are. Where are yourself? There you go. There you go. Then on the other side. Good. Oh, and of course the front lights. Yeah, here we go. Right here. And what's a good height for those? Oh, they just put a couple of torches up there. All right. But I put them on the lower area, so I will go with that. Good. Just plop a pair here and not the most convenient place for a tree. But all right. Hopefully the librarian could get in and out of here, but I still need to get some books. Now we just need to add bookshelves. How about one sit right there? Actually, I think I could stand to add a few more above and below it, so it'll be a nice full library, but I'm going to need more books before I do that. Maybe trade with the librarian to get more. That'll be trading with the librarian so I could stock the library. That's, I'm sure, a fitting use of trading. I think that leaves us with just two tasks. The first of them is to add the glass to the windows. And the second would, of course, be to get ourselves a villager, which means I'm going to need to breed a new one. And I have some bread that I hope will help with that endeavor. Now let's see if I could find a couple of villagers. I'll probably wait until gathering time after work is over before actually doing anything, but right, you're not taking it? Ah, yeah, right? Not hungry yet? Not break time, I guess? Oh well. I think, well, that's happening now. More successful than the tool workers were having in getting some. All right, good. That should give us what? What's missing? What's missing? This implies that the librarian isn't dead but is stuck somewhere because I have only 7 villagers if we exclude the allegedly dead librarian, but I have 8 beds. That means they should be able to create one more, right? But nothing's happening. I'm going to have to find a place to put another bed, but where? Oh, wait. There is a baby villager. Maybe someone else off camera was producing a baby villager that may have had some food from earlier, and I had gone through the trouble of feeding those people, so they were trying to breed one, and of course they couldn't because there was already a baby born. Okay, so I do have my baby villager, though I'll probably have to get another bed anyway just to make those two happy. So If they keep on doing that, I'll probably build another little house here, and that we could have one more little home, and I have to figure out what to do with the extra villager. I'm sure I could find some nice occupation for one of them. While we wait for our new librarian to grow up, here's our revised map. There's the library. If I do decide I need another house, I could put it there maybe, though that might not be large enough based on the size of the rest of the houses that exist already. Ooh, things are getting a little tight in our little village here, but maybe that's fine. Now, we can look at here, and this is what I was planning to be a warehouse and has been turning into a farm. I think it might be better if I move the farm over to here and just leave the cattle area right over there. Maybe widen it slightly. Then take the sheep area, move it over to here. Then the chickens could be moved over to here. And then I could put the growing areas right there. And now this can go back to what its original plan was going to be. I'm going to do all that moving between episodes. Yeah, I'll move all that across there between episodes and start to chop down those trees and stuff like that. And then I could think about what to do with there. But that's going to return to its original plan of being a warehouse / work area. Aha! So we do have some that are trying to produce an extra. I must have had a little bit more food distributed than I had thought. So I am going to have to look about and see if I could build another house to make things a little bit more viable. I finally remembered why I computed the numbers the way I did, and that's because you're supposed to go one beyond for the roof. Yes, that's the style that's here. I finally looked at one of the roofs more carefully and said, what is missing there? And yes. And I was, of course, trying to compute how large to make the home. There you go. For the new bed. There you go. And finally, now the library is complete. Good. Good. Now, hopefully that works. All right, I think that works. Good. I can't figure out where to place a new house at the moment, so I'm going to add 2 more bunks here. And I think we are also going to be needing a chest at each of these so that they have a place to put their little possessions. That would be nice to have. I know, mainly decorative, but never hurts to have a few decorative items around. All right, there you go. We're going to need, well, there are 6 beds there. Good. And that at least help that matter. And that will mean that good. It'd be nice if they someday have different color chests based on the type of wood that you use, or how they've done for several other items. Let's I have to think of something better. That just looks ugly. Yeah, we really do need some alternate chests, because I think if we had chests of various colors and maybe of sizes or something like that, it would have been perfect looking. But that just looked so ugly that I'm not even going to worry about it. Barrels, of course, look nicer, but I know what happens if you put in barrels. You wind up with a village full of fisher folk, which wouldn't be bad if you were trying to build a fishing village and wanted all these extra villagers who are all of the fishing trade, but barring that, you don't want to have barrels all over the place. Wait. Why did the new villager just turn into a Fletcher? What? I only have one fletching table. What's going on? He just looked at the Fletcher and turned into a Fletcher. What? After a little bit of coaxing, I managed to get him to switch professions to a librarian. So I made sure he was level 1 before I did everything on there. But now I have 2 trades for books. One is for Aqua Affinity, which should be nice to have, especially in conjunction with these water-breathing potions that I have. That plus Aqua Affinity should be very nice working together. And fire protection, not as much. And of course, he could be a source of lanterns if I want to use that instead of iron, though frankly, iron is probably a better source of that for the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to first get an Aqua Affinity book. And we'll get a few lanterns just to level him at least. Except, of course, that he's... Well, it'll be a little while before he's leveled. But I have a librarian. Oh, did I get him up? Oh, he did level. All right. Ink sacks. All right. Yeah. I'll have to hunt for some squid, but that should do. I'll see you later. And that takes care of this episode. We've got our librarian. We have our library. We have a librarian. Hopefully they'll be a lot safer than they were in their old location. So everything is back to normal, which means that it is time for me to head back down to this area, which is where we'll resume next time. And there we will finish up on the farms and hopefully start on our warehouse when we return to Pineleaf Plays of Minecraft Pinetopia.